So Oculuma is the name of Tim's business. Hopefully I've pronounced that right. And you can see that he's set his website up. Nice menu at the top there. What we're going to do is we're going to put the URL in to the first tool. Now, this tool is called Website Grader. This is a tool that is free to use, and it's a tool that is created by HubSpot as a lead generator for them. So you just need to keep in mind that if you put your details in here, you're going to get emails from HubSpot trying to sell you their CRM. Now I'm going to put mine in there. I don't want to put Tim's in there. They'll send me an email, but I've been in there plenty of times. And this little tool just does a quick, sort of, I guess, a quick look at your website. It's not very in-depth, but it just gives you some real high-level information about your website. So you can see here, it said this site is really good, but you can see performance is 14 out of 30. So straight away, there's some technical stuff there that probably needs to be changed. And you can do this with any website, by the way, but it's a great way for you to sort of see where you need to improve things. So you can see here, page size, so far, so light. So you can see that that's really good. Page requests, you can see room for improvement. And it's all about, you can see it makes the website slower. So you can see that's making the website slower. Page speed, you can see too slow. Now, if you think about when a page loads, you're really, what you've got to think about is how long do you think somebody is willing to wait, right, for a page to load? So 9.5 seconds is too slow. And so you really need to make sure that you speed your website up there, Tim. You can see that the browser caching, minimal page redirects, minified JavaScript and CSS is all good. You can see image size out of place. So images can take a long time to load. Use responsive images or SVGs to optimize your images for different screen sizes. So I'm not sure. I mean, you've got a big video in the background there. That's probably, that image there might be large. I would just go through and make sure that your images are sized correctly for, to be optimized on the internet. So just go through and just double check that they're all good, Tim. That's probably the best way to do that. So that's a good tool there where you can quickly go through and just have a look and see how things are going. SEO then, 25 out of 30. So you can see it does 4 different spots here. You can see that permission to index. So when I talked about technical SEO, that's one of the things you have to make sure is that your website is, definitely submitted to the search engines for indexing. Because you want to be able to make sure that Google can find you. Okay, and so it's a little bit technical, but you can Google how to do it. Set up what's called Google Search Console, and it sort of all happens from there. Meta descriptions, so you can see meta descriptions tell people what your page is about in search results. I mentioned that before, so you can see Tim's past, which is good. Content plugins. So search engines can't always understand content that relies on browser plugins such as Flash. So good to see that there's none of those. And descriptive link text. So descriptive link text helps visitors know what they'll see if they click the link. Click here doesn't cut it. So, I'm not sure where the links are that it's talking about, but you want to make sure it's what's called anchor text. So, this is good because it says book your shoot now, but maybe it's in your blogs or something. I don't know where it might be, where it might say click here. Let's just have a look and see. I can't really see any click here's, but there would be somewhere. But you can see here how you drop us a quick message. That's a better use of a link. So this is anchor text. So this wording here, just drop us a quick message, is the actual anchor text. It tells us, what I'm going to see when I click on it. So in the previous blog. So you might have previous blog as the link if that's what it's going to go to. There's things like that is what when it comes to link descriptions is what it's looking for. It's looking for your links not to be tricking anybody, because that's what's called a black hat strategy. So you really want your links to be showing, customers exactly what they're going to get when they click on that particular thing. So that's what that is. Mobile, you can see 30 out of 30. So let's just quickly do that test as well. So the tool that I'm going to show you now is called Responsenator.com. Once again, this is a free tool. All you do is put the site address up here and you press go. And what Responsenator is going to do now is it's going to simulate looking at that website on a mobile phone. It's going to simulate looking at it both with portrait and landscape orientation. You can see this is an Android Pixel 2, so a bit bigger. Same thing again, iPhone 6 to 8. iPhone, you can see bigger ones. An iPad, both ways. And so you can see that it shows you straight away how it's going to look in different things. And you can see that Tim's website is definitely responsive. Another way you can do it is to, we just break his website out for a second, is to just, move your screen around and just see what happens to the text as you move around and images. And what you want is you want the website to move around and for the text to fit in. So if I go back to that news articles here, we just click on something, you can see it's not sitting in there really nicely, but you can see it's still responsive. And the reason why that's so important is because if somebody visits your website on a mobile device, you want to make sure that it shows up properly and it displays correctly. Otherwise, the studies have shown that if it doesn't display correctly, people will take off pretty quickly. So that's good. Okay, let's just go back to the website grader. So that's your mobile device, says it's all good. Font size is good. Tap targets is good and responsive. And then security, 10 out of 10. And so what you want is a HTTPS. So that's a certificate. So if I just go to our website for a second, you'll see this little padlock here, and you'll see it says HTTPS. We go to yours, you can see it's HTTPS. Can I force yours to go to non-secure? Let's have a look. Okay, so you can see now that I've taken the S out, it says not secure. Okay, and so what happens is a web browser doesn't like non-secure websites. So the S, that HTTPS, is when you buy what's called an SSL security or certificate. And it means the website is then secure. Okay, and it should automatically redirect to the secure site when somebody goes to your website. And once again, the search engines are looking for that because they don't want to send somebody to an insecure site. So you can see that security is really good. You can then just see, what should I do next? You can see that there's just a few recommendations here as well, but it's very light on. There's not much information here at all. For you to seriously get a list of what needs to be fixed, you need to get a much more in-depth report done with all the errors, etc. But this just gives you a real good high level. As you can see, you've scored 79, which is out of 100, which is fine, which is a good score. So the website's working pretty well.